All right, what is up, my friends? Welcome. More modern today. We got a pretty cool one. This deck, it's been floating around online a little bit. I saw a list on Twitter. I've changed it pretty significantly, but Next Level Bant. Now, the name refers to extended way back in the day, where all the blue decks that were just like Tarmogoyf, Shackles, Counterspell blue decks were always called Next Level Blue, Next Level whatever. So, old school reference there. If you get that one, you're old like me. I appreciate that. But Next Level Bant, an evolution of the Bant Blade decks we've been seeing, and those decks were a little more like blue-white control or blue-white Stoneblade, splashing green for like Ice-Fang and like a card or two. This deck's more of a Bant deck, and this deck's much more proactive. We're not playing Mystic Sanctuary, we're not playing Cryptic Command. We're kind of just trying to kill our opponent. So Stoneforge is a lot better in this deck. We're more of a tempo deck. We were playing 6 1-mana mana creatures here in 4 nobles and 2 birds. We have a number of good 3-drops as well. We're playing Geist Saint Traft, old school. Unfortunately, the card preview pop-up thing isn't working right now. I get to do this. I can't like hold both mouse buttons and zoom the card in, which is really, really annoying, but that's okay. Let's do this. So we got Geist Saint Traft, of course, really powerful threat, really, really good in fair matchups, and also just a very fast clock. And casting his card on turn 2 on the play is something fierce. So we got Geist Saint Traft, we got Spell Queller, of course. Spell Queller is phenomenal. We've got Teferi Time Raveler, all great cards to play on turn 2 with Noble Hierarch. 1 Tireless Tracker. We're playing Counter Magic. We're not trying to control the game in the sense of counter your spell, Snapcaster, counter your spell, Mystic Sanctuary, counter your spell. These are more tempo counters. You've got 3 Force of Negations, which is a really good card to have when you tap out for a threat on turn 2 or 3. And you have a couple mana leaks. We got a Spell Pierce and a Spell Snare. A couple just cheap counter spells. Put them off balance, and we're going to kill them, basically. So that's the goal here. For Stoneforge Mystic, Ice-Fang Coatl is playing the Squadron Hawk role in this deck as the cheap flyer. It blocks really well, obviously, with Death Touch occasionally, and then draws a card, and then wears a sword really well. We're playing 3 equipments rather than 2. We're playing usual Batterskull, Sword of Peace and Famine, and Sword of Fire and Ice. So Ice-Fang are a really good target for those, as is Birds of Paradise. And then we have a couple Planeswalkers here in 1 Jace the Mind Sculptor, and another old school card here, 1 Elspeth Knight-Errant. Getting the call here over Gideon Allies Zendikar or something like that, because giving Geist flying is really good. Giving a sorted creature flying is really good. Giving a Batterskull flying is really good. Makes tokens to wear equipment. Just a pretty powerful Planeswalker, kind of forgotten, honestly. A little passed over. So we have 1 Elspeth, 1 Jace, the 2 Teferis, of course, and it's basically a deck, 21 lands, and no snaps, no cantrips. This is much more of a kind of tempo-y beatdown deck. We're also not playing Arkham's Astrolabe because we really can't afford the extra mana in the early turns. Again, if we're a tempo deck, we want to go turn 1 Noble, turn 2 Geist, turn 3 Untap Spell Queller, and not a lot of time to fit in the Astrolabes. So our Ice-Fangs are a little worse than they would be in a different deck, but they're also better because they wear swords really well, so they're flying attackers. Also good with Spell Queller, where we can leave up Queller and have something to do end step, which is a nice thing as well. So that's pretty nice. No Euro. We're not really like a long game control deck. Playing the extra land doesn't really matter, and don't really need Euro. Honestly, it's not really a card that fits the deck super well. So that's the deck. That's the mana base. Sideboard's got a lot of really good cards in it. Playing white, of course, gives us access to some of the best sideboard cards in the format. Rest in Peace is phenomenal. Rest in Peace doesn't hurt a single card in our deck. So Rest in Peace is out of this world good. There's no Snapcasters, there's no Euros. So we get to play Rest in Peace with impunity. Time Reinforcements, of course. Mystical Dispute, Force of Negation, Disdainful Stroke, some extra counter spells. Veil of Summer, obviously phenomenal. And then a Purge and a Dismember for a little extra removal when necessary. So that's the deck. Next Level Bant. And let's just jump right in here. We played Boros LD before, if you missed that one. That's pretty fun too. That'll be up on YouTube if you missed that one. And we're playing the PTQ winning Gruul Blood Moon deck after this. That's our next deck to play. But for now, Next Level Bant. Let's go right here on stream. And let's do this. Next Level Bant. Let's play some turn 2 Geist Saint Trafts, if we can do that. Geist Saint Traft is a pretty sweet magic card. Pretty sweet magic card. Let's go. Noble Hierarch's really good too. Noble Hierarch and Geist are very, very good together because obviously the Exalted can push it above 2 or 3 power. So it can't be blocked easily, so we love it. So, on the play. Pretty mopey hand. I think we're still going to keep on the back of double Stoneforge, but it's not great. It's kind of non-interactive, but it's fun. Did I play Standard in the Delver era? Yes, I did. I top-8'd the Invitational playing Esper Caw-Blade. Hope someone Shadow Spears my guys. Why would you hope such things? Why would you hope such things? Its hand's fine. A little exciting, but fine. Definitely incentivized to fetch basics because we have our Ice-Fang Coatls. We want our snow-covered lands in play. Is Gruul Blood Moon not Ponza? I mean, it's like kind of Ponza. It's not playing like Stone Rain. It's like a few pillages, but... Alright, opponent, let's go here. Come on. Opponent's in a tank. While we're waiting. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Delver Standard. Yeah. I played the Solar Flare deck in Delver Standard, with Geist. I'm sorry, with Phantasmal Image to deal with Geist, Sun Titan, Forbidden Alchemy. Right. It all blurs together. It all blurs together. Round 1. Let's go. Alright, so Island, go. So don't Spell Snare me. Queller's good. That's a really good draw. That makes our hand significantly better. So now we can leave up Queller and activate on turn 2. Whew. Oh boy. Scared the crap out of me. Alright, so they mill Mystic Sanctuary and Jace. So they're just like a long game blue deck. Definitely some value here in getting sort of Feast and Famine because it is very good against the blue decks. But I think we're just getting Batterskull. I want to be able to threaten Batterskull or Spell Queller. And the good thing is with no cryptics and stuff, our mana base is nice and smooth. We're not going to worry about our colors too much. So, alright. They played Field of Ruin and say go. We draw Noble Hierarch. Okay. Noble's fine. We're going to fetch an island or plains here, probably. An island. So just play Flooded Strand. Just say go. Actually, we need a plains, I guess, to... not really. So let's leave a Queller and Batterskull, which is a nice place to be. It's also nice that we're not chokeable or boilable. Because we're not so reliant on islands and Mystic Sanctuary, we can just get a forest and an island, or a forest and a plains, I mean. Why do we want Sword of Truth and Justice? I don't even know what that card does. Alright, Sego. End step. Thought Scour again. Revealing Mana Leak and Kolaghan. So they're a Grixis deck, just on a really awkward draw here. Kolaghan's command is obviously very good against us, but they can't currently cast it because their mana is terrible. So we're gonna put in our Batterskull and we're going to fetch up a dual land here. No need for Death Touch in this matchup. Put in the old Batskis. I mean, Fire Ice has the most raw power of all the swords. Drawing cards, killing things, pretty good. We're going to get a breeding pool here, I think. Alright, let's untap. And we want to leave Queller up. So I think we're going to play Noble Hierarch and attack. And next turn we can Stoneforge with Queller up as well. So I guess we're still going to... I mean, leaving up Stoneforge is definitely a threat. They don't know we don't have anything, so... So attack with this. Get our Exalted going here. We could obviously have a push or something, but... Alright, this is all pretty good. So stick up. So they get Watery Grave. They're going to shock. They're going to Fatal Push my Germ, which I think is fine, honestly. So they want to leave a counter magic. Play Scalding Tarn. I guess we're going to return the Batterskull. They could kill my Stoneforge in response. I think it's fine, though. They have Kolaghan Commander. It's a little gross, but... Alright, so let's get Plains. So they have Kolaghan Commander. It's like pretty awkward here, but we do have enough Stoneforge and a Queller, so... They've already milled one, so like how many are they even playing? Apparently they do. They're also at 9 already, so... They just have a Bolt. That's fun. So, works for me. They gonna field me too here? No. They're gonna snap. Sure. Targeting push. This is all pretty ambitious. So they've killed my Noble Hierarch too. I should play Stoneforge with Spell Queller up again. It's fine by me. We have 3 more basics in our deck, so I don't think we're like really dying on basics. All right, let's play land. Play Stoneforge Mystic again. This time we'll get Sword of probably Fire Ice. I don't think Feast and Famine is really that exciting at the moment. And we'll just say go. Definitely a good Geist matchup here, you know? Alright, we're just going to untap. We're not going to sack our fetch land because we want to keep our mana up for Spell Queller. Flooded Strand, sure. Yeah, just play land as they go. They have 5 spells in hand. They didn't play a land last turn. They're going to end step Snapcaster Mage. So they're probably going to bolt my Stoneforge Mystic here. I just put in Batterskull in response. I think this is fine. And Geist is awkward for Snapcaster Mage. I mean, like, our nobles can help push it through. Like, they just flash in Snapcaster and block. It's not really the end of the world. He's Spell Snare in our deck too, so... Alright, they're going to Thought Scour themselves, sure. And have a Bolt. Man, they got it all here, jeez. Alright, yeah, let's put in Batterskull. Batterskull is back. Definitely a matchup we want to find our Planeswalkers in, for sure. Also a matchup where our swords aren't, where our paths aren't very good. Double Field of Ruin. Alright. Explosives on 0. I mean, that's fine. Not going to pop it, sure. So we're going to get our Hallowed Fountain here. Or Temple Garden, I mean, whatever. We have 3 basics left. Jace, the freaking Mind Sculptor. Okay, so a little awkward because we are we can use Queller to defend it, but all right, let's move right to combat. Let's just stack. You missed Boros LD. Missed Boros LD. That was before this one, but if it'll be on YouTube if you missed it though. So we'll see if they crack or not. They do crack. All right, so this is fine. This kills this, and now we can try and resolve Jace. We can Queller a counter if they have it. Could you beat into the story? Why not? Champ, new sub. What's your name? Where you from? Welcome, my friend. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Excuse me. All right. Yeah. Jace, the Mind Sculptor. Now, they do, of course, have Lightning Bolt. If they have a Snap Bolt, they can attack the Jace anyway. I only have one possible bolt. So I think we can probably Brainstorm here. Also, getting rid of the Path is pretty good, too. I'm sorry, we can't Brainstorm. We Brainstorm it, then they just attack it. So, I guess we're going to plus targeting probably them. So we're probably going to end up fetching and playing a spell at some point. We have Path Exile, too, so I don't really want to Path them, but we can if we want to. And then I have Queller also. Yeah, we're going to Fate Seal them. Is a Polluted Delta. Okay. All right, Josh from St. Louis. And I got you into building goblins in Modern. Awesome. Yeah, I know, champ. I know. It's not the best scenario, but thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. They're going to field my Temple Garden. I think I want to Path a Snapcaster now. We'll still have Spell Queller up too. Yeah, and giving them a mana kind of sucks, but alright. You missed Mog Monday? Well, lucky for you, it's on my YouTube. Available right now. Go watch it. Later on, of course, but yes, we did the arena event. It was pretty amusing. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so we have Forest Island. Look at Island here. Oh crap! Actually, we can't get Spell Queller. All of our white sources are gone. Wow. Well, that's super awkward. That's really awkward. Yeah. All right. Did not expect that. That could be a problem. So we only have 3 white sources, and they're just Temple Garden, Hallowed Fountain, Plains. That's bad. That's bad. I kind of want to keep the fetches to shuffle with Jace, but bouncing Batterskull is also kind of nice. Kind of a weird game state, honestly. A weird game state. They got a swamp. We have 2 basics left. We're fine on that. We have lands to get. We don't have any white sources to get for Spell Queller this exact turn. Mystic Sanctuary. Targeting Lightning Bolt. So they have a way to draw this. We're going to lose our Jace too. It's kind of a tilt. Deck list on the overlay, my friends. Cardboard.live. You can also type in ! deck in chat if you are for some reason not able to see that. It should be available on mobile, on everything. Cryptic Command, bounce, snap, draw. Alright, this game's over. We're just dead. If we could Spell Queller this, we'd be fine. But we can't, unfortunately, because we don't have enough. We don't have any white sources, right? Fetch is just check, but I'm pretty sure we don't. So that's a mana base error. We have almost all spells in our deck. We draw basically a lot of lands this game, but that's pretty bad. So they draw Bolt, and they have to Bolt my Jace. Alright, that's pretty terrible. So no fetchable lands left. They are at 9. But I guess they have Snap in their hand for Kolaghan's command too. That's gross. Teferi Time Raveler. Right on time. Right on time. Okay. So we were trying to resolve Batterskull. They obviously just are able to snap Kolaghan's command. We'll take up. I mean, Teferi is also great with the swords too, because if you go for an equip on your turn, they can't respond to it. So we can just like sneak in Spell Queller here and then sword them, and maybe just kill them. Should have Fountain. You're correct. You're correct. You are correct. Obviously, the mental shortcut is you always tap your basics first, but they have a Field of Ruin in play. Absolutely. Totally correct. Totally correct. And we were probably going to lose the game because of it, honestly. Who would have thought Field of Ruin would be so good against us? So they would just snap bolt my Queller if I play it. I guess we're not going to play it. Alright. Huge punt. Huge punt. Terrible play. I have a Teferi in play. I'd have to main phase Spell Queller, and then in their main phase, they would kill it with a Snapcaster and a Bolt. So they're going to Snapcaster right now, which is interesting. They're going to get a Lightning Bolt. And they're going to bolt my Teferi. Sure. So untap and draw Ice-Fang. That's another great draw there. Alright, so plus, they go. Now I have Queller and Ice-Fang up, which is perfect. I think we're still in great shape here. Obviously, having Teferi in play is awesome, so another Field of Ruin. And they're really fielding the crap out. Nice mana base, by the way. The old Swamp, Mountain, Mystic Sanctuary, Field of Ruin shenanigans here. Yeah, Flood of Blue. You got me. Stone Rain. We get it. We get it. Alright, so we're gonna, this is fine. No point playing Ice-Fang. They're gonna attack. We're gonna cast Ice-Fang. Probably gonna block. We'll see what we draw. Maybe not. Teferi going to 1 isn't that big of a deal. Let me get to Elspeth. Can't cast that ever again, unfortunately. Yeah, we're actually not going to block. This is fine. Teferi can go to 1. 1's very similar to 3 anyway. And we have a creature in play for sword now. If they play a spell post combat, we can just Spell Queller it, so if we block, we have to like end step Spell Queller. Which I might just do anyway, actually, I guess. What are they at? They're at 9. It's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's close. K command, dealing 2 and making me discard. So Spell Queller. Suppose if they have a way to kill Spell Queller here, it's annoying, but I mean, there's Teferi in play. I'm not sure what the pause here is for. Game.
Blouse.
All right, so sloppy game there. We got to tighten up. Sloppy game. Definitely some sloppy mistakes in that game. But let's bring in Veil of Summer. And let's bring in... I would like a couple Rest in Peace. I don't want all of them. But turning off their graveyard is definitely kind of nice. We're going to want to cut most of our paths. We still have Teferi and Jace to bounce things. They have like a Tasigur or whatever. Ice-Fang can block things, so don't want path at all. Celestial Purge probably won't have targets. I want Mystical Dispute. Stroke's not great. I don't think our Force of Negations are great. They're not bad to hardcast, honestly. Spell Snare's insane. Spell Pierce can be good. May not always be good. I don't think you want to shave birds. Like, they're not a Wrath of God deck, and tempo, we're definitely the tempo deck here for sure. Yeah, Force isn't great, but hardcasting it's kind of fine, honestly. But it's probably the worst card. Ice-Fang, Mana Leak. Birds also wear equipment, so they're actually like threats. Yeah, you just cut two forces. I think I'm pretty cool with this. Remember, this is not like a blue mirror. You know, we are definitely like the threat deck. We are the beatdown deck per se. You know, we're not playing Mystic Sanctuary. We're not playing counterspell stuff. Ugh. Put some pants on them birds. Ooh boy. I mean, this hand is kind of close to awesome. But not quite. We're on the draw. Yeah, we can't really keep this hand. That's a lot better. Alright, so keep this. Let's ship Temple Garden, I would think. And let's see where we're at. This is a test, or I think this is better than normal ban control Bant Blade. It's very different. It's definitely different than the ban control decks are. And it's, I don't know, it's pretty sweet, honestly. I like being a little more proactive for sure. So I'm not going to be playing any discard spells or anything, because we have the Veils in our hand for later. But drawing both Veils and no threats is obviously pretty awkward, because we're supposed to use this to push through threats, but... Ugh, gross. There's like a world maybe where we play Noble on turn 2, but it's pretty aggro to push a Noble because they have a tap land. They want to get Teferied or Geisted. It's pretty gross. All right, hand's pretty bad. All right, that's pretty good. Oh, nope. They're going to Vendilion Click. I guess we're going to Veil here. It's not, like, awesome, but... Our hand's pretty bad if we just take the Stoneforge Mystic. We just cantrip our Veil and play Stoneforge. That's fine. Play Veil here. Let's draw a card for click. They can't click us. We draw another land. Jeez. So many lands. Alright, yeah, let's play Forest, play Stoneforge. It's not throwing to play Stoneforge without Veil up, but... Let's get Batterskull. It's definitely an argument towards maybe like playing a tap land there and playing Stoneforge next turn with Veil up, but we're on a clock now too, so... This is Jace. We're probably in trouble. Asagar the Golden Fang. Alright. So we might want to bring in like a Dismember to the catch-all removal spell. Stopping drawing lands would be cool too. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely drew a lot of lands this game. I'm only playing 21 lands, so when I get to that Batterskull with Veil Summer, which is kind of cool. So explosives on 0. Alright, so a very weird game where like their cards have lined up in like an almost aggressive manner. Quite the contrary to last game. And we're still going to be putting in Batterskull and attacking with it, making them pop the explosives, and then we can just bounce it back and do it again. So, but we are kind of just dying, so that part's not cool. Okay. Also, just like putting Batterskull on Stoneforge Mystic is an option as well. Don't want to do bounce and then bounce Batterskull and Stoneforge with that Veil Summer mana up. So just make them pop this. Just take a hit. You can also just put the Batterskull on the Noble Hierarch. Or on Stoneforge Mystic, which is not the end of the world. With Veil up too, so putting it on Stoneforge also makes it a 5/6, which is really good too. So I think we're just going to stay go here. And that's going to be our play for next turn. Well, the whole point of our deck is 4 Noble Hierarchs and 2 birds. They're going to tarp it. That's really aggressive. Alright. Sure, I guess. This is extremely aggressive. I guess we block here. And might just die. One of these lands in our hand. We have 5 and 1. We have enough mana to do our play, but we're going to go to 4, back to 9, to 8. We can block that. I think we're kind of okay. I mean, if they have a bolt also, if they actually just have everything, we're just dead. I mean, like, this game is lined up very, very poorly for us. We mulliganed, our hand's been kind of awkward, and then, like, they've had this really weird, aggressive draw. Or if they have bolt here also, we're just dead. We can't do anything about it. Whatever. Also, at 3, they could just killed us, so if they had bolt, we're just dead. But, alright, whatever. Go to 2. No, wrong button. Close, close, close. Equip. Alright. Well, we're still alive here, looks like, for the time being. Alright, 10-7. They only have 2 cards left, and we're currently beating their tar pit. Can they tar pit twice next turn? 3-1, no. Stoneforge checks Tasigur. Veil Summer checks most black removal spells. We'll see. Fire up tar pit, sure. This is definitely not a Cryptic Command deck. Go to 1, sure. I mean, we didn't have Bolt last turn, so they drew it this turn, you know. More power to them, I guess. Shock for Blood Crypt. Pretty annoying. Pretty annoying. They definitely didn't have Bolt last turn, obviously. They would have just killed my Stoneforge Mystic, so just ripped Bolt and killed us. Cool, 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 cool. Alright, so let's bring in a Dismember. over a Force of Negation. And I think that's better than Purge. This kills click and stuff too. So, alright, game 3. Like, the aggro plan shouldn't really work against us, against our Ice-Fang Coatls and stuff like that. They have very few creatures. It's kind of like a really weird game. So, alright, whatever. I think we're also pretty favorite on the play as well. They shocked land player on Spell Pierce, I assume. Not a great hand. They're not aggressive at all. They just happen to draw things in a weird way. I think Path is actively bad. Alright, so we're going to mulligan this hand. It's just like pretty bad. Geist turn 3 on the play. We've like drawn a Batterskull without a Stoneforge. I would like a more proactive hand than this. We have no real benefit to leaving it mana for Spell Queller. We have like an Ice-Fang Coatl. Like, if this is an Ice-Fang, I snap keep. But I think we're going to mulligan this hand. I mean, we're going to keep. If they go turn 1 Bolt on our bird again, we're going to probably lose. But I think that's like usually not correct. But we're going to keep. Ship Batterskull. Opponent also mulligans to 6. So that's even less of a chance they'll bolt my bird. Because you want to save the removal spells for actual creatures. Can't afford to blow your only kill spell. But, alright, hold on, folks. Drawing a land also works too. You just like draw a land, that'd be fine too. Just like that. Just easy game. Much better. Justice in the world. We're gonna Batterskull. Hold on to your butts. So now they're down a card, having already down a card from the mulligan and already bolted the Noble. So kind of pressured to kill this Stoneforge here. We have a cantrip creature, which is great. Dispute seems only like fine against them, but Thought Scour themselves? Sure. I mean, if this is a Tassiger, it's like fine also. Sure. It's pretty good. Let me just say go here. They miss a land drops. They have 5 spells in their hand. If we put in Batterskull, I feel like it probably just dies. I don't love our disputes. Can just cast Ice-Fang here. Just draw a card. We're two snow lands off of having an actual blocker, but we should put Batterskull in, whatever. Sure. Okay. That feels pretty good. I think that's probably the game, folks. Like, untap with Batterskull and Queller, Dispute, Leak, Ice-Fang. Alright, so just Ice-Fang here. They do exactly push, they can kill my Germ, but they have a Bolt. Draw a card. These exchanges have been very good for us. So far, we've had basically all 2-for-1s. Stoneforge was a 2-for-1. Ice-Fang was a 2-for-1. So that's all pretty great. Just untap and say go. Why are they bolting? I'm not sure, honestly. Okay. Pretty sure he's still Ice-Fang here. They kind of Kolaghan's command, actually. So if they Kolaghan's command the Batterskull, it's pretty gross. Or like Ice-Fang, they shock Ice-Fang and then hit Batterskull. It's kind of a weird spot because like we're well held up, but they have. I guess we're also ahead on cards. Normally this is a spot where like we would be behind on cards because they've been missing land drops, trying to like push our advantage and not fall behind once they draw lands. But we're actually like ahead on cards because of those, how good those exchanges were for us. So we're not really forced to do anything here, I don't think. If we were behind, we'd be forced to push the action. But I think we're trying to untap. Try to draw some more lands. Or more Spell Quellers. It's fine too, I guess. Like, we're up on cards. And probably slightly ahead on the board. So there's no real reason to do anything, basically. Kind of a race to see who could draw lands first. I guess we're gonna Ice-Fang now on the end stat. We can't move to discard, but all right. So we're gonna Ice-Fang. Probably have Kolaghan's command here, but I think we can't really afford to like not do anything with it. So losing Batterskull's not the end of the world. Ice-Fangs. This is just a 1 for. It's not even. It's a 1 for a half because they kill. We draw a card of this anyway, and they kill Batterskull, but they already killed the Stoneforge, so it's still a 2 for 1. So this is fine. This resolves. Draw a card of Ice-Fang. Try to draw a land here. That's not bad. Sure. That's actually really good. Now we draw a land for Stoneforge plus Mana Leak. Could be cool. Land off the top, please. This turn 8. Yes, yes, yes. We'll get Sword of Fire. Actually, you know what? We're getting Feast and Famine because we have all these Spell Quellers in hand. And untapping our lands is actually a pretty big game, so let's get Feast and Famine. That was a pretty clutch Dismember, I'm not going to lie. That was a pretty lucky draw. I guess that makes up for them ripping the bolt last game. We'll take it. We'll take it. Definitely a weird game. Alright, they have missed another land drop. We are not going to sack end step because I don't want to leave them open. I don't want to leave Mana League open, so just untap. And Tireless Tracker. That'll be nice a few turns down the road. Just say go here. That's also true. They've cast 3 bolts already, so Pro Black is pretty good against push. End step, they're going to Snapcaster Mage. I think I like Dispute here. Dispute's only going to get worse as the game goes on. We still have Mana Leak and Queller up in that case. Yeah, I like Dispute here. Otherwise, I'm going to Snap Bolt my Stoneforge, which I'm not really happy about, so. Now, if I Spell Queller or Flashback Bolt, does it go away forever in Exile or on Spell Queller Exile? Because that's how Flashback works. What's up, Gore? It's our first match. First match of this deck. It's been a grindy one. Alright, so they play land. Now, if I end step put in Sword, and they have Snapcaster for Kolaghan's command, it's a disaster, so we're just going to untap, I think. We're going to crack our fetch, we're not gonna get a. We're not gonna Stoneforge. So Mana Lake's still up. And we'll get probably Temple Gardens. They can't take us off. They can't take us off color anyway. Green, blue. They had a blue. Let me get a blue. Yeah, it's fun. Let's untap. I guess leaving a fetch and play for Tracker is like pretty good, but like Tracker's like probably way down the road, honestly. I can't imagine playing Tracker for a really long time. Right, but I'm saying it's Spell Queller. Obviously, it puts it in exile, but it would be exiled anyway. So if they flash back a spell and we Queller it, it would be an exile not tied to the Spell Queller, correct? End step Vendilion click. Interesting. I think I like Mana Leak here, given that our Mana Leak's getting worse and worse. They have 5 lands in play. And if you Queller this, they might be able to kill it and get it back in opportune times. So let's Mana Leak this. I'm not a huge Spell Queller fan. I hate cards that like build a house of cards. I don't like getting blown out. Pro, are you sure? Mystic Sanctuary. That's pretty good. Targeting the Lightning Bolt, not Kolaghan's Command. Interesting. Alright. We're going to go for the sword here. We're also building towards Tracker. So if they interact now, we get to Tracker, make a clue and stuff, especially if we draw land. So losing sword isn't the end of the world either. Okay. So they snap Kolaghan's Command, and we play Tracker, make a clue. Bro is correct. Okay. The snap Kolaghan's Command deck is definitely a hard matchup for us in the first game. Our first match here. All right, so they kill my stuff, which kind of sucks. I would love to draw a land here. That would be the best draw possible. A fetch land preferably, but let's see, all 3s. All right, that is a land. Okay. Once again, we're still way ahead on cards, so that's pretty cool. We'll go fetch a, I don't know, an island, I guess. Okay. It's a heath. Duh. We'll get plains, sure. I don't think it really matters. So 2 clues is phenomenal. And Queller up. Oh, that was the bolt they put on top. Right, I forgot about that. And now if I go for Queller and they have... I guess it's fine, I guess. If I go for Queller here and they counter it, it's really... We end up being Queller, Queller, Clue, Clue versus 1 card in hand, Snapcaster in play. Sure, that's fine. So I think we're currently ahead. I think. Yeah, they only have 1 card in hand now, so this is pretty great. I draw another Stoneforge Mystic. Alright. Sure. One equipment left. And I think he might be blocking the Snapcaster with the Stoneforge Mystic anyway. Field of Ruin. This is a weird play with our clues in play. This is just free mana for us. I was just saying a Revolt. Now you should crack a clue. Sure. Quite the match here to start this league off. Forest and Island. I guess they've turned off Queller again. I tap my freaking planes again. I'm such an idiot. Oh, I'm so stupid. I'm just gonna cast Spell Queller, whatever. I'm an idiot. I play pretty sloppy this match. I'm sorry, folks. This deck requires some pretty intricacies that I'm not really putting into play here. All right. And the body's certainly fine right now, anyway. So. I think we're still in very good shape. You only have one card in hand. Yeah. This is the first match, my friends. We're currently 0-0. So, Sanctuary back Cryptic Command. Whatever. And play Jace the Mind Sculptor. It's awkward. Draw Spell Pierce. And we have Sword of Fire and Ice in our hand, so, like, seems pretty good. So they get to Brainstorm. So they have Cryptic in hand. We have Sword, Equip. Oh, God, I gotta go fast. All right. Let's see. I want to Sword, Equip, and leave Queller up. 5-2. Alright, so. What? Oh, I have a Forest left. God damn it. I thought I had an island left. I played the wrong fetch land. God, stupid. Whatever. Alright. It's really, really annoying. Alright, sword up the Stoneforge Mystic. So stupid. We need to kill. Attack. Opponent says, so many mistakes. Wow, be ruder, opponent, be ruder. Attack them. Shoot this. And you're still going to lose. How does that feel, opponent? I played awful and you're still going to lose. So many mistakes. So their hand's Cryptic Command. We have Queller. We have one vegetable forest left, not island. We go to 5. We just untap with Queller in our hand. Feels pretty good. We have lethal on board. Cryptic to bounce my Queller and draw a card. Okay. Play Scalding Tarn, sure. Hallowed Fountain and Temple Garden are gone. So we can't cast both of those. We have Spell Pierce now too. That's cool. We have a Forest left. Alright, I mean, just stack. Definitely a very fun matchup. A million choices on both sides. Rest in peace. Lol. I think rest in peace. I guess rest in peace turns off Spell Queller. We should rest in peace. We'll just say go. Boros LD was cool. It needs a little work though. It needs a little work. Yeah, I think we need like one more fetchable land. I mean, like, this is like the absolute extreme scenario. Sure. Only one card left, so. Like, the extreme scenario is like insanely long game deck with many Field of Ruins in it, you know? We won! So many mistakes! It is possible they're referring to themselves, but They said it responds to my mistake, so we only have one white source, so playing Rest in Peace turns off Queller. So, all right, 1-0 after a really, really long, grindy one there. I did not play exceptionally well that game. Mostly dumb errors, not strategic errors, I think. There are two kinds of errors in Magic. There is strategic errors, which is not approaching a matchup properly or not evaluating your role properly. And then there's dumb oopsie errors like sack the wrong fetch land, have no fetchable lands in it, stuff like that. So I think for the most part, our strategic play was correct that game. We made a lot of little oopsies though. This is a list based off a list I saw online, but it is my list. Yes, I changed a number of things. All right, let's go. Let's keep on the play. Spell Pierce, Mana Lake, Spell Queller. Botanical Sanctum, go. What's up, Raven? How's it going, everyone? If you're sitting, welcome to the stream. Modern all day today. Modern all day. Amulet of Vigor. Get out of my house. It's probably still a bad matchup for us, but that feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. Opponent says, hope that's spirits. Okay. Let's see. So we need like a threat or two. We're gonna mana leak this, I think. Maybe not actually. If we leak this, we have no answer to a Titan. Yeah, we're not gonna mana leak this. Never mind. I'm being stupid. Let's get a Hallowed Fountain. We do have some spirits. That is true. We have spirit. Yes, we do. We have spirit. How about you? Tularia West. Sure. Bounce land. Sure. You got to keep mana leak for Titan, I think. It's our literal only answer. That's a little awkward too, but sure. Opponent says, thank God it's not a Neoform Degenerate. Yes, we are not a Neoform Degenerate. Only a regular Degenerate. Alright, so we're going to get Sword of Feast and Famine, I think. Pro green attacks through everything. Pro black attacks through zombies. And untapping our lands for Queller is pretty great too. I guess it's like a turn slow. You like put it in, then attack the next turn. But I think that it's better than Batterskull here. Where my Geist Saint Trafts at, you know? Little turn 2 Geist Saint Traft. You haven't seen Geist in any game yet. Alright, this probably means they have a 2/4. Yeah, alright. And a Forest, sure. And a Tribe Scout. Jesus. Oh, I didn't end step fetch. That's fine, I guess. Mana Leak number 2 is actually monumentally huge game. That's huge. So we're going to, I think, play a land and say go. They've got 4 cards in hand, including 1 Tularia West. We have 2 Mana Leaks. We can also Queller something and then untap, sword, equip, attack, untap, Mana Leak. So Finn, a positive test, Finn? Oh, you're waiting the results. I should probably finish reading your sentence. Well, Finn, I hope it works out for you, my friend. Stay safe, all right? Stay hydrated, stay relaxed, you know? Vector, yes, you can. So you can stack the trigger in combat, float mana, and then untap mana and float it again. There was some deck that used to play like a 10-drop like that. Some 10-drop flash creature. It was not a real deck. It was just a meme, but no problem, Finn. Stay safe, all right? It's a crazy world out there, right, Zibby? Zibby, emotional support hamster, we need you. Please stop licking yourself. Some emotional support hamster you are. And they're in the tank, jeez. Let's dance. Jingataxis. Yes, that was the card. That was the card. George, 22-month resub, deep in the tank. Thanks, George. Appreciate that. Appreciate all your support. Remember, folks, subscribing is the best way to support me as a Magic player and a streamer. This is my full-time gig. It's what I do for a living. I am very fortunate that COVID-19 doesn't really affect me, honestly. If anything, it's almost good for me because more people are home watching streams. So I am very fortunate in that regard. So to totally understand if your sub has to lapse or whatever, I get it. But $5 a month is what it takes. And what do you get? You get access to my sub Discord. You get all my emotes, access to my VODs whenever you want, a Christmas card every year. All Christmas cards come with a free Jim Davis Goblin token. We do fun things like Survivor Football and stuff like that, which maybe hopefully happens sometime soon. And my Discord's the bomb too. It really is an awesome group. And everyone hangs out in there. It's only $5 a month. Just don't get your Chocomocha latte because you can't because they're closed anyway. So, Gaffer, stay safe, my friend. All right. Seriously, all the people working out as nurses and doctors and everything out there, and even the ones who are working in the hospital, the janitors, keeping things clean, people making food, like, really appreciate everything you do and know that you're appreciated because you are the real heroes in this scenario. They're going to get a Valakut. That's really, really good. I don't know if we can beat that, actually. Gaffer, you're a sub now. What's your name? Where you from? Welcome, my friend. Yeah, we can't beat Valakut, I don't think. We just can't do anything about it. We gotta kill this. We have to draw a path for the Dryad, or we're just dead. This thing's so annoying. Alright, I mean, I guess we're putting in the sword. If you're a sub, you should probably join the Discord. It's a very smart thing to do. Discord's awesome. So they can put in a land. They can't put in 2 lands, though. So you have like a 1-turn respite, probably. Corey lives in Perth, Australia. Awesome. Favorite deck is Legacy Infect. Sweet. Thanks, my friend. I appreciate it. You're a sub now. Welcome. Join the Discord. Path to Exile, please. Or even like a way to bounce it would be fun. Honestly, like Teferi. Not Noble Hierarch. Not Noble Hierarch. If you want to get in the Discord, you have to link your Twitch and your Discord on desktop, not on mobile. And it puts you right in. Astrolabe or Tempo deck. Can't afford to play it the first few turns. Alright, so yeah, we're probably in big trouble here, honestly. We're going to equip and attack and then play Noble, I guess. But I don't know if we can beat this Valakut. Realistically. So here comes Stoneforge Mystic. They discard, we untap, but it's not looking. They discard another Dryad. Okay. So yeah, we're just super dead. Put in Valakut, just make 2 land drops here, we're just dead. Now they can just bounce land, machine gun our stuff. Oh my god. Field of the Dead too. Alright, well they're shooting Noble Hierarch, which I guess is hopefully a start. Nope, they have bounce land. Alright, we're dead. Yeah, we can't beat bounce land, Valakut, Dryad. I guess if we draw Path exactly next turn, but then they start making zombies. Hmm. I mean, definitely bounce a bounce land here, right? Like, just keep doing it every turn. Every turn they have 3 lightning bolts if they want it. So we're like dead in 2 turns. And just go bounce land, bounce it, lightning bolt you, bounce land, lightning bolt you, then Tribe Scout, bounce land, bolt you. Well, actually, they actually gave us an opening here. Please. Oh my god. I hit F3. You. My button's wrong. It is wrong. God damn it. I hit. So. My buttons are different because I reinstalled Magic Online. So it would go faster. I tried to un F6, so they just left me open here. They should have been able to. I guess they. I figured they'd be leaving up Tribe Scout, which would kill my Spell Queller, but they didn't. So I'm going to take a second right now and fix the buttons so the buttons work right, so I don't misclick them properly. I hit the button that should be undo F6, but it's not because I reinstalled. So everyone's going to sit here and watch while I do this for a second. Just kidding. Check out Cardboard Live. In dual settings. No, account setting, input settings. There we go. All right, as priority. That button. Remove all auto yields. That button. Sorry, folks. 1 second. Remove all auto yields. Is that button. 3 is bound to yes. What are you talking about? You should all see this. Just see how bad Magic Online is. Where's... Oh, it's over here. Unbind that. Unbind that. That's 3. 6 is correct. Yeah, so that, and then when I want to make my lands auto tap mana, it has to be Q. It's bound to zoom. Unbind that. You know, you get your buttons the way you want them to be. Undo should be just Z. Alright, I think we're good now. Alright, back to the game. Draw. Windswept Heath. It probably didn't matter anyway. Actually, probably maybe did. I don't even know. Alright, let's play Landscape. Pretty annoying. Now, it used to be the F keys a long time ago, but now they're just the number keys. They've changed the buttons. Alright, we're just dead. Now that they can leave up Tribe Scout and always have a bolt, so yes, if you hold the auto tap button, it just taps the first mana available on your land. So tapping lands, dual lands is much easier. It's very nice. Alright, it's a kind of frustrating game there. Our hand was pretty good, and but we just didn't really have a way to beat what they had going, honestly. Just Valakut plus stuff. We don't really have any way to stop a non-basic land, which kind of sucks. We're going to bring an Aether Gust and our strokes. And Dismember for sure. Force of Negation is not very good. I see a lot of our cards are not very good. We don't really want Path, but I guess we have to have it against the 2/4. And then Spell Pierce is also not great, but we don't rip. We don't want Purge. Don't want Timely. Path. Force. Force is like okay, I guess. It does handle like the Pact and stuff. Let's take another Path. And Spell Pierce is, I guess maybe Tracker's worse. The blue-red sword sucks. No, it doesn't. It's a clock. Just put it on a flyer and kill them. We gotta kill them. We are not gonna win a long game ever, so... Alright, I think I like this. Let's just start doing Geist, you know? Where my Geist at? There's one. Not a very good hand, but... I guess Spell Snare is bad, too. Yeah, you're right. Spell Snare should have come out. Can we keep this? Does have Geist. We could like force an amulet. Ice-Fang on 2, draw a land for Geist on 3. Geist is pretty bad against the 2/4, unfortunately. I guess we can sword the guy. I'm gonna keep. Whatever. This matchup seems pretty bad for us. Just try and get lucky. Opponent Mulligan 6. Alright. Your turn. Ice-Fang Coatl. Take me to the promised land, my friend. Take me to the promised land. Alright. Just as the doctor ordered. Hello. 1 Hallowed Fountain, please. Thank you. And land. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh, okay. So, a little bit of a slow start for them. It sucks, like, if we knew we were drawing a land, we probably would have pitched the Ice-Fang instead of the Queller, but, alright, draw land. Heath, not amazing, but sure. Huh. We need a clock. We can't leave a mana leak here. Just play Geist. They have a 2/4, it's pretty annoying, but we have draws that make it better. We draw like Teferi, Jace, Dismember, etc. Is there a world we don't counter to one amulet? I mean, it depends on our hand, I guess, but it felt pretty right there. So they have a 2/4. We have to wait an extra turn and for sword, but God damn it! Oh, tracker. Okay, that's kind of fine. Oh, never mind. Better lucky than good. Oh, yeah, we're doing it. Let's go. Let's go all day. Look at this hand. Woo! Let's go. The F6 thing has happened a number of times. Yep. But now we just kill it with our Sword of Fire and Ice. Probably. Let's see. If we put the sword on the Geist, they can just block it. And because it's going to die anyway. That's interesting. So let's draw. We can put the sword on the Ice-Fang and just kill Tireless Tracker. Huh. Leaving up mana leak's not really necessary, I don't think, because they can't cast Titan yet. Put sword. We just put the sword on the Geist. This just like forces a chump block because they would just die anyway. So last game. So we ran pretty hot that game. Not gonna lie, we ran pretty hot. Some might say hotter than the sun, but yeah. Spell Snare comes out. Obviously, bring the third force, especially the draw. I almost hate 4 forces on the draw, honestly. And then we could shave like probably Jace the Mind Sculptor. It's pretty freaking bad. We also have Gust too, which kind of Aether Gust is really really good. I think maybe want more Aether Gust. Aether Gust is like pretty nice. Nah, we need a few paths. If we had pathing in that game one, we probably would have won the game easily. You got to kill it 2/4 if they have a Valakut. So, opponent mulligans a 6. We can't keep this hand. Just can't keep this one. Sure, I can keep this. Oh, bring in more path? No, we have 1 Gust, 1 Dismember, 2 path. I think it's plenty. Opponent's on 6. We ship Batterskull. Pretty easy London Mulligan there. Isn't the new Elspeth much better than Knight-Errant? No. Knight-Errant gives flying. So you get to throw your Geist into the air and close the game out. Okay, so we're going to want to get just 2 duels to play Stoneforge next turn. Sakura Tribe Scout. The problem is they can just cast Titan on turn 3 with Castle Garenbrig, and like we can't really do much about it. I guess they don't have a really good hand here. So, all right, let's get a breeding pool, and then we'll get a Hallowed Fountain probably. I guess we'll get Hallowed Fountain. We can just get Forest, I guess. Alright. I mean, we kind of got to draw some lands here. I'm not going to lie. But does getting Forest mess anything up? Mana-wise? I'm just going to duel. We're either going to lose or we're not going to lose. We could hardcast Force, I guess, too. So, whatever. Alright. Play Stoneforge Mystic. And what are we going to get? Is Batterskull even an option here? I don't really think so. I once again think Feast and Famine is probably the best option. Popsky, good luck, my friend. Seriously, good luck. I feel you. Having no other lands, it's probably just Batterskull. We should only have a lands to fiddle around with swords right now. Like paying an equip cost is not really in the cards right now, so just get Batterskull. Their hand's slow too. I just want to untap, leave up Mana Leak, Force Negation, and be Batterskull and start attacking. We have another Stoneforge to get another sword, so Breeding Pool Shock. Okay. Oh, they're Teleria West. Okay. We can't leave a Mana Lake with 2 lands in our hand and no threats in play, which we're not making any forward progress at all. So that's actually insane for us. They got Summoner's Pact, which we have Force of Negation. So now we can Force of Negation their Titan. That is incredible for us. Incredible. Want to draw lands, but sure. Just say go. They've only got... They have a lot of cards in hand, I guess. So we're going to pitch the Teferi, I think. Tapping out for Teferi is probably just never going to happen in this game, so... Force of Negation for Teferi. Assuming they cast Summoner's Pact this turn. Tap a green. Tap Tribe Scout. Play Groat Chamber. Sure. Cast Summoner's Pact. Alright, we're just going to force this because, like, even... Doesn't matter what they're getting. This force is dead regardless. So just force this. Pitch Teferi. Oh. Gross. I mean, they Teleria Wested for the Pact, like... Alright, I mean, this is, like, fine. The Mana like this, obviously. It's, like, not good for us, but... So they have 2 cards left. Let's turn 4. Yeah. Alright. Not really ideal. Can't really afford to miss these land drops here. They pay for their Pact. So they must have drawn another Pact, I guess. Okay, that's really good for us. We just like don't have anything else. Like anything. Great. Go get him. We put in the sword Fire and Ice. I just chump block it. That's pretty terrible. We can Stoneforge for Feast and Famine. Leaving up Ice-Fang. If we're going to Ice-Fang, we just main phase it. Just try and draw a land. I think we just Stoneforge for Feast and Famine. That's just so slow. It's just like Stoneforge, Feast and Famine. Next turn, put it in. Next turn, equip it. Yeah, I mean, maybe getting Feast and Famine was better. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I figured that we'd have the mana to equip it, but I guess it does give us more mana. Yeah, maybe getting Feast and Famine was better. Maybe I'm wrong. Alright, we're just going to cast the Ice-Fang and try to make a land drop. Land. No. Yeah, for sure. So maybe I punted. Maybe I should have gotten the Feast of Famine. Alright, we're just dead. Oh my god. Opponent, take it easy. Jeez. Alright, whatever. Alright, I mean, tough game there regardless. Even if we had more stuff going on, like, we gotta make some land drops to play some Magic, you know? Alright. Round 3, coming up. Remember, folks, check out BSWSupplies.com. BSW Supplies, best sleeves in the market, not close. The Elite 2 Deck Guard sleeves. Use my promo code GYM10. You can get 10% off your order. Alright, that means you can get a 5-pack of the Elite 2 Deck Guard sleeves for less than $6 a pack. Don't be a fool, buy them beforehand, and stock up now for your tournaments that aren't really happening. But also, if you want to sort your collection while you're in quarantine, they sell these awesome deck sorting trays. They're insane, like $20, big tray, makes it so easy to sort. I have 2 of them. They're awesome. BSWSupplies.com, promo code GYM10, buy some binders, bunch of great storage stuff on there, so check it out. Boxes too. So, BSWSupplies.com. Alright, on the draw, kind of a medium hand, but we're going to keep. Put a mulligans to 6. We like that. Verdant Catacombs. Everyone's playing fair today. I guess our last opponent wasn't playing fair, but... Oh, never mind. That's still mostly fair. I mean, this is going to be really bad for us. We should have a slow hand on the draw against the Zoo deck. So, options are play Stoneforge or Batterskull on turn 2, or to start playing Ice-Fangs. We can't even death touch them, though, so... Goblin Guide? Sure. Oh my god. Oh boy. Alright. Well, resolve the first Goblin Guide trigger. It's a land. I guess resolve second Goblin Guide trigger. It's a what? It's a Fairy Time Raveler. Alright. I guess we're cracking. Gonna get an island. Mismatched Goblin Guide beatdown. I think we are pretty dead here, folks. This is probably just a Stoneforge or Batterskull, say a prayer kind of game. Just no bolt. I don't have a bolt, we'd probably win, honestly, but... Batterskull. You old Batterskull. Alright, discard a land. It's probably just a shock land, honestly. Alright, please don't steal my sunshine here. Oh my god. Gala, the Endless Dance. They can discard a card at random and draw 2. Discard a Tarkus command? Oh, thank god. Can't beat that card. Does Batterskull even beat this board? Yeah, it does, I guess. We block 1. If they have a creature, it doesn't, but... Alright. I mean... Let's go Batterskull, I guess. So they have actual nothing, we win. Wild the Coatl. Alright. Oh my god. Alright, well, that was a pretty sick draw from our opponent. Pretty good draw on the draw with our crappy hand. So we'll take that. Take the L there, take the L. Bring in Aether Gust. Bring in Double Timely. And Celestial Purge seems fine. I'm actually kind of about Force of Negation, because just stopping a Tarkus command is so important. We don't want Tireless Tracker, don't want Jace the Mind Sculptor, don't want Elspeth Knight-Errant. We can cut one of our swords, I think, probably Feast and Famine. Teferis also seem bad, as does Spell Pierce. I think Queller's fine, just blocks and does stuff. I mean, the rest of our cards seem worse, so I think I actually like Force of Negation. Just being free is a pretty big game. A lot of our cards aren't great here, but the cards that are good are really good. So if we just stick Batterskull, the game ends. So that's kind of nice. All right, yeah, let's just do this. Yeah, we're gonna keep this one. We have Geist and Timely and Path and Ice-Fang. All awesome. We have birds. They put them all against the 6. Time was like a little awkward, obviously, with our birds, but... So, I think we're going to fetch a forest. They kill my birds, I can get Hallowed Fountain. You know, you'd think after like 50 years of Magic Online existing, they would make it so when you fetch a land, it's not minusculely tiny. Just like, whoop. How hard is that? You know? Alright, Bird's Paradise. Like, I wonder how much of my life I've spent looking for lands to fetch on Magic Online. Because I can't see them because they're all this big. You know? How much of my life? Alright, so, Verdant Catacombs. Tarfire. We just got Tarfired. Damn. Alright, so we're just going to play a land tap as I go. Because I want to cast Timely next turn, so... We can, like, fetch Shock if we have to, but, I mean, I imagine we're going to get, like, Goblin Guide or something. Burning Tree Emissary, sure. Add mana, sure. Perfect. They whacker us down to 14. We fetch to go to 13. Everything is coming up Millhouse. So we'll get basic planes. 13 life to 14. Cast time reinforcements. That's the game! Vector says, just bought a card sorter from BCW because of what I said. It's actually only $17 with shipping. So heck yeah, everyone should get one. That's with the promo code, of course, right? Jim10. Best promo code ever. Alright, so we're going to play on Tarkus command here and just block 1. We're not going to get blown out in combat by blocking everything. Cool. Tarmogoyf. Tarfire Tarmogoyf. Termagurzer. Alright, so we're going to Teferi bounce Tarmogoyf here. It feels pretty good. Spell Snare. Spell Snare for Tarmogoyf. Man, everything's coming up right this game. However bad last game was, we got everything this game. We got it all. Block. Now they can't have tricks because Teferi's in play. Isn't Teferi the worst? Isn't Teferi the worst? So we're going to Spell Snare Tarmogoyf and untap and play Geist with Path and Ice-Fang in hand and Teferi in play. Man. Lightning Bolt Teferi. That is astounding. Sure. Alright, we're going to get Island anyway, I guess, because we want to get the Ice-Fang online, so... Alright, Geist St. Traft, come on down. Spell Snare and Path and Ice-Fang up. Termagurf. A Termagurf. Noble Hierarch. So what's Death Touch there? Probably to Path it. What's Ice-Fang first? See what we draw. Yeah, they're like the Naya Bushwhacker Zoo deck. Alright, yeah, just Path that. Geist this. Who's the beatdown deck now, my friend? Angels in the outfield. Alright. Now what? Now what do you got? Goblin Guide. Tarmogoyf. That's a big Tarmogoyf. That's a big Tarmogoyf. Alright. Oh, never mind. Alright. That's pretty lucky. We've definitely alternated, drawing really well and drawing poorly in these games. That's for sure. The old Exalted Geist St. Traft. Angels in the outfield. Pyroclasm. You won't. Okay. Okay, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. We're on the draw now, which kind of sucks, but we'll do what we can, make it work. Whew. All right. If this hand had a blue card to pitch to Force, I'd be much, much happier with it. Because you would go Stoneforge, they would hopefully bolt it on their turn. They have to bolt it on their turn. Oh, man. Geist for walkers of a draw. I don't know. Walkers are pretty bad. So we just go like... We just draw a blue card in our first two draw steps. I think his hand's actually insane. All right, I'm going to keep. Being able to protect Stoneforge Mystic is the whole reason why Force is still in our deck. Because I got to kill it before I untap, in which case we just force it. So turn one Wild Coatl. All right, it's not a blue card. So Hallowed Fountain, go. I'm not gonna Path on turn one. Just opens up their hand too much probably. McWin Sauce, what's up, my friend? I've been doing a Bronze and Mythic series on my old YouTubes. Check that out if you want. Another land? Jeez. Alright, I guess let's draw a blue card, please. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Alright, we're just dead. Alright, we're dead. I guess we could maybe path twice. Just get a plains and path twice, but the card has some blue coloring on it. Some tells me it's not going to work, but I mean, black-red's good, I think. Alright, yeah, reason the ability, get Batterskull, and say a prayer. Move to discard our Shockland. I should have discarded a fetch, probably. So the option to play a tap and not take damage, but Tar Fire my Stoneforge Mystic and the game ends. No, yes, no, yes, no. A Tarkus command. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We get a 1. That's pretty good. This is turn 3? Jesus. If we go to 1, we have to draw, like, if we go to 1 and draw basic planes, I think we can win. If we chump block and go to 5, I'm pretty sure we just can't win. So, even if we draw, like, timely, we probably still can't win. So let's go to 1. Let's draw exactly basic planes. Nope. So Batterskull blocks this. We go to 5. We take 4. Yeah, we're just dead. Alright, I mean, once again, if we had a blue card, we probably would have won this game. We would have countered the Atarkus command, been 6 life higher, and had a time to deploy a Batterskull. That's pretty brutal, but alright. It's kind of sneaky. I should play it out. We're just dead. We can't do anything. Like, we're just dead on board. They're playing Goblin Guy. They're trying to attack us, you know? So, kind of tough. Kind of tough. Deck feels good. But we are 1 and 2. We haven't had turn 1 mana creature that often. We are playing 6 of them. I would say... The deck's felt somewhat medium. Not sure. Not sure. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Well, make win sauce. Good luck in the top 8 draft, all right? Take it down. Take it down. I think Escape's really good. In our Bronze and Mythic stuff, we were enjoying red-green, green-black. Green seems pretty good. But that's all bot drafting, too, so... Alright, well, we have to run mana creatures, so we're going to keep, I guess. Let's keep. Stomping Ground, tapped, go. That is an opening. That is an opening. Alright, so we're going to shock. And we're going to play a Birds, I think. Because Noble's better later in the game, so... Oh, that's cool. Make wind sauce. Then you're fine then. Blackleaf Cliffs, Lightning Bolts. So now, they're probably playing Jund. We kind of need this Birds here. Forcing, like, if that was a Ren and 6, I would snap force it, you know? But... This is awkward. I think we're going to force this. Which does not feel very good, but... I think we're going to pitch the Jace, just so far from being cast. This obviously feels not so great, but... They have push, too. Yeah, of. All right. Well, not a great start. Come on. We've definitely run in waves here. We've run like really, really good for a few games, then pretty bad for a few games. All right. Yeah. Took our path to exile? That seems wild. Okay. I mean, this is not the worst. Do we get to play Tracker next turn? Alright, let's play Noble Hierarch and say go, I guess. It's Ice-Fang, and we draw a land, play Tracker land. So you're telling me there's a chance. Excuse me. Tarmogizzle, sure. Alright, so you just want to draw a fetch land, or our top two cards. Spell Queller. Misty Rainforest. Well, we did it. Blade Tireless Tracker. For a game that started out pretty sketchy, it's not looking too shabby now. And Goyf seems like a card that should have trample. It's probably a good thing Goyf doesn't have trample, you know? So we'll say go here. We're not going to fetch. I don't think. Let's see what they do. I'm going to crack their Canopy land. We want to like not have Tracker die in response to our fetch. I want to crack our Clue too, though, but what's this? Bloodbraid Elf's come to town with no art on its cascade effect. Bloodbraid Elf says Lightning Bolt. Alright, so we get to crack a Clue and get another Clue. And we're gonna feel a little pain this turn, but we can draw a card. Teferi Time Raveler. Could be worse, I guess. Force of Negation, that could definitely be better. I mean, Teferi bouncing Tarmogoyf is certainly reasonable. If we draw a land, we play Spell Queller or Force, so let's just start there. Let the Coatl back as a blocker. We only have 2 snow-covered lands. Gotta have 3. Gotta have 3. Alright, so bounce Tarmogoyf, draw a card. Let's draw a land here, please. Nope. Another Spell Queller. Super awkward. And Ice-Fang does not have Death Touch, so we're going to attack for 2. Probably block and keep Teferi alive, maybe. We'll see. Probably let Teferi go, honestly. Crack Clue, though. We can force like a Liliana or Renetix if we have to. Yeah, I'd rather just keep my birds and my mana alive. We have Spell Quellers and stuff, so this is fine. Teferi dies. Does make Goyf bigger, I guess, but Thoughtseize? Gross. I mean, there isn't to force this, obviously, so sure. Take Queller. play Goyf. Alright, I mean, we draw a card, we draw a card, so drawing cards is sweet. There's your fetch land. So now our Ice-Fang has Death Touch. Just going to fetch right now. Get another island. So now we have Queller and Force of Negation up with a Death Touch blocker for Tarmogoyf. They're at 11. We're behind on board eventually, but let's see what we draw here. Definitely don't want to go 6. Oh, man. That's going to be... I mean, like... Spell Quelling this is... Yeah, we're gonna Force Negation this. They have 2 cards left. They haven't played a land in a while. Let's keep Spell Queller available. Try and draw a removal spell of some kind. That's pretty good. Alright. Still a little soft of his Tarmogoyf here, but... What are we getting now? It's probably just Batterskull, like, I guess can't also with Tarmogoyf. And a sort of Fire and Ice on the Ice-Fang Coatl, or to block Ice-Fang Coatl on the birds. It's pretty cool. We don't want to be blocking with a sword, so I think we're going to get sort of Fire and Ice, start putting it on the birds. Fire Ice kills Blood Braid off also, it is true. We're going to crack the Canopy. Nurturing Peterland. They have only been on 4 lands for a while, so they presumably have spells in their hand. Alright, so we're going to block with the Noble Hierarch, I think. 2, 2. That does take us off of mana to be able to equip with Spell Queller up. Can't go to 3, though. Going to 3 is insane. Could block with Ice-Fang, actually. And then chump block with Noble next turn. I guess we're gonna kill this next turn. Yeah, we're gonna... Alright, we'll block with Noble, I guess. It's 2, 2, 2. Yeah, I mean... What's up, nerd girl? So drawing a land here is actually pretty good. Oh, man. Oh. You must have played this game badly. I think we just say go and block with Stoneforge and put in Sword of Fire and Ice. We have to have Queller up for when we go to equip. This sucks. Blocking forever with Feast and Famine is not a good idea. I mean... Too many things that break them out of that. It's very mana intensive. We're not killing them. Oh, hello. Alright, I mean, not sure what this means. Maybe a second Goyf. Alright, so we're going to put in our Sword of Fire and Ice. Damage resolves. Interesting. Untap. Okay, I mean, this is all pretty good for us. They have multiple kill spells. I mean, they have all spells in their hand, in theory. They should have 5 cards in their hand. Like, I'm not really sure what's going on here. They have, like, Push and Bolt. Assassin's Trophy targeting the birds. I mean, we have to Queller here. So if they have another spell, we're just dead, but whatever. Right? We have to do this now. But you get an extra land, so we could, in theory, like Ice-Fang and then re-equip and say go. So they have a push or a bolt here. We just like lose the game on the spot, basically. If we let this happen and play Ice-Fang and draw a card and then equip it, it's kind of like nice. They would just kill the Ice-Fang in response to the equip. But then we still have, we've drawn a card, we still have Queller, and we still have the sword in play. I think it's resolved. So they also just know we have this. So like they obviously like they set this up for like the last like 5 turns. I think this is gonna resolve. So draw a card. Oof. We're going to equip here. They're probably going to kill it response. No? Okay. Shock. Tarmogoyf. Nice Spell Snare, idiot. Tarmogoyf. Nice Spell Snare, idiot. Alright. Sure. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Untap all of our lands. We just die. Oh man, what a game! Come on. Force of Negation just couldn't be worse. I mean, we're just dead. We can like trade off with the Goyf. We just other stuff dies too. Like, I don't even know what we're drawing to anymore. Honestly, we like Ice-Fang Goyf, Queller Goyf, go to 2. If we keep sword, we just die. Oh, we draw off the sword. You're right. We draw off sword. I guess we could draw draw a path. Oh, you're right. You're right. I forgot we draw off sword. Totally correct. You're right. When you're right, you're right. So we're gonna draw swords. Not swords. Path to Exile or I guess any creature works realistically. Kill that. Float a blue. Draw a Coatl. Okay. Okay. So you're telling me there's a chance. Now if we cast. We're 1 short. If we cast Queller and Stoneforge, we can't have Force Negation up also. So still just do it, I think, though. Play Queller, play Stoneforge, say go. And equip with Force Negation. That plays. Alright, this plays. Put the Sword of Feast and Famine on the Spell Queller. Yeah. Leave 2 lethal flyers. Okay. This feels pretty good. If they want to kill me, I have Force, so... That was lucky. It's been a hard league. This deck's hard to play. This deck's hard to play. How did this Ren 6 get in their graveyard? Oh, they discarded it to the Sword of Feast of Famine, right? Okay. I would like to block. That would be my prerogative here. Little block skis. Scavenging Ooze. I don't think that wins them the game. Untap its Force Negation up and move to combat, and you're dead. Sweet. That was a tight one. Better lucky than good, they say. Better lucky than good. Wow.
Game. Blouses.
Scavenging Ooze in hand. Wow. That was a tight one. That was a tight one. Oh, man. Better lucky than good. All right. Whew. Okay. So we're going to bring in our Veil of Summers and Aether Gust. I would like some of our Rest in Peace again. I think that 2... I mean, I guess it turns off kills Goyfs too. I want all Rest in Pieces. A Purge. They were just kind of light on lands. Opponent says that was quite a game. You are correct. Don't want Spell Pierce. Don't want Force Negation. Don't want... I could see like going down on a bird or 2. Bringing a lot of cards. Honestly, I could see shaving a Path or 2. Our Rest in Peace is basically just Path to Exile for the Tarmogoyf. That's the thing we actually want to Path. We're also bringing in Gust too. And I got a cut of birds. Just have a little more action against Thoughtseize hands. Cut Spell Queller? I don't think so. I like what you're saying, where like it's kind of vulnerable and like it's not the safest card in the world, but I think it's still like a pretty good piece of interaction. It's still fine. Should be careful with it, you know. Our Planeswalkers seem good. Geist seems good. Tracker seems phenomenal. I think I'm pretty about this. Again, Purge and Gust come in as extra kill spells to supplement our paths that are just better, so let's try this. Also, Ice-Fang fills that role too, so wacky game. Wacky game. Alright. This hand is fine. Put a mulligan 6. We're just gonna keep. I don't like mulligan Thoughtseize decks. It's passable. It's not great, but turn 2 Ice-Fang on the draw. Nah, no Dismember. Can't take 4. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. Put mulligan to 5. Man, this has been a roller coaster of a league. We're 2-2. 1-2. What? I think we're 2-2. Yeah, maybe a second Tracker could be good. Not sure. Not sure. There's so many good cards you can play in this deck. It's hard to know which ones are which, honestly. Put them all against a 4. Alright, well. It's a little anticlimactic after that first game. Alright, they're keeping 4. Let's not lose this one. Bloodstained Mire. We actually want them to Thoughtseize us now. We're just ahead 3 cards. Sure. I'd imagine if they're taking Ice-Fang here. Not sure like what their path to victory is. Like, if our hand was clunky and we only had 2 lands, they could like take Ice-Fang. Even if we didn't have path, and like try and like Goyf us and kill us fast, but that's the card I was gonna fetch for. Sure. Sold. You got it. You got perfect information, my friend. Perfect information. Turn 2 Goyf. Sure. Alright, so we're just going to keep Ice-Fanging. You have the old Feast and Famine too, so... Also gets a Teferi for Tarmogoyf, which is pretty good too, so... They play land and say go. Alright. What's the point of Dismember if it's not this matchup? I mean, this matchup is not about killing their creatures. This matchup is about grinding and card advantage. We boarded Path to Exile out. Why would we board Dismember in? You know, like this is... Path's a better Dismember matchup. Dismember is when you want an extra kill spell on turn 1 against, like, decks that have, like, Infact or just things that have creatures that are must kill, you know? Draw Noble? That's not bad. I think it's hard to turn down Teferi here, though. They have, like, land Blood Raid's kind of annoying. But I think that's, like, fine. Botanical Sanctum. Lame. Tob! New sub. What's your name? Where you from? Welcome, my friend. Thanks so much for subbing. I appreciate that. Appland. That's true. You're right. You're right. It is so easy to forget every dumb thing Teferi does. You're totally correct. No Cascade against Teferi. Nothing works against Teferi. Worst design card of all time. Alright, so we just have like double Ice-Fang on defense into sword here. We're going to play this. Get Forest. Play Noble. And say go with Icy. Maybe we're going to attack here too. They're already at 11, so we have Ice-Fang and Path. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate that. Thanks so much. Alright. Ice-Fang. Chompy chomp chomp. A chomp, a chewy chomp, a chewy chewy chomp. 2 and 2. 2 and 2. Let's go. Last round. Let's finish strong here. This last round is brought to you by Cardboard Live. Cardboard Live. You see the overlay right now? That's Cardboard Live. If you're a content creator, please get involved with Cardboard Live. Shoot them an email and get in the beta because Cardboard Live is changing the way we watch Magic on the internet. Cardboard.live. Let's go. I gotta say the reinstall for Magic Online worked pretty well. Things are a little smoother now. So, oh boy. This hand is like the most awkwardly unbalanced hand. No green, 1-drop, no creatures, all removal spells, no blue cards, Force of Negation. Mulligan. That's better. Keep this. Shipping a fetch land? Yeah. Opponent mulls to 5. We're pigs. Correct, Raven. Teferi turning off half of the mechanics ever made in Magic is so egregious. The person who made it should be fired. Probably not, but somebody should have said, yo, what are you doing here? Turns off Cascade. Turns off Suspend. Turns off literally everything. Oh, want a Chandra card? Sorry, you can't. It's Teferi in play. Oh, I do this? I can't do that either. You know? Just by virtue of existing. Should be fired is a little much. It's a team effort. You know, someone on the file needs to be like, yeah, we shouldn't do this. Like, the card can be mostly what you want it to be, which is like, your opponent can't play spells. And if it just said, your opponent can't play spells on your turn, perfect. That's fine, you know? Alright, Windswept Heath, let's go. Playing a mirror here. Opponent mulligan to 5 this game. Basic Forest. No Snow Forest. Arbor. Ooh. We're playing this deck next. Little Gruul action. Little Gruul. So we're going to fetch a Forest here because you get Blood Mooned. I have a good Teferi Mage of Zelfar story if y'all want to hear it. Do y'all want to hear my really good Teferi Mage of Zelfar? God, they have the nuts here. Story. Alright, here it comes. Oh, they don't have a land. Never mind. Utopia Sprawl. Oh, man. My kingdom for a boomerang here. Guess we're leaving Queller up, right? So, the time, 2009, I don't know. The place, Yokohama, Japan. The event, Pro Tour Yokohama. It was a time spiral block constructed Pro Tour. And I am playing in the final round of day 1 with a record of 4-3, attempting to make day 2 of a tournament. Because back then 5-3 was the cutoff for Pro Tours. Okay? Yeah, just land Queller. I am playing against a Japanese opponent who speaks maybe 5 words of English. And it's in Japan. We're in game 3, and things aren't looking very good. I am playing a red-green, kind of like aggro deck, based around Rada, Heir of Keld, Stonewind Invocation, kind of like a Mopey deck. Cloithus, God of Destiny. Alright, so we're going to... They have floating mana here? No. They have the mana available, though. Does it even matter? I don't think it even matters. Yeah, whatever, sure. They have all spells in their hands. They're playing the spell here, probably. So, I am playing a red-green deck. And Greater Gargadon, a lot of the cards of the time. And I am playing against this Japanese player who is playing Teferi Teachings Control. And things are not looking so good. We're in game 3, and again, the winner makes it to day 2 of the Pro Tour. And the board state is as follows. I have no cards in my hand. Season Pyromancer. I have a Greater Gargadon on, like, suspend, I don't know, 5 or something. And I have, like, 6 lands in play. That's it. I have nothing. Literal nothing. Opponent has 7 cards in hand. 10 lands in play. Mystical Teachings in the graveyard and in hand. Teferi Mages of Var in play. And a big shit-eating grin on their face because they are destroying me as I'm trying to make a day 2 of this tournament. It's just one of those games where, like, just it's a 99.999%er, and you're just kind of playing the game out while your hapless opponent sits there and cries to themselves. And I am the hapless opponent crying to myself. So that's the game state. Once again, Gargadon on 6 lands in play, no cards in hand, versus Teferi, 10 lands, 7 cards, full graveyard, Mystical Teachings, the literal world. Alright? My opponent's at like maybe 10 life. I draw my card for the turn and win the game on the spot. What card did I draw? So we're going to play Stoneforge here, I guess, just static. First person to tell him what card I drew to win the game on the spot gets a high 5 from me. It was not Molten Disaster. Nope, no gut shot, not bounce spell. Time Spiral block constructed. Remember, folks, it's only cards in the Time Spiral block. Nope, not Fling. If I do second right, then they would just counter it because they have 17 cards in their hand. Nope, not Sudden Shock, not Lightning Axe, not Pull from Eternity. Nope. Robbie got it. That's the card. Word of Seizing. For those who don't know what Word of Seizing does, Word of Seizing is a threaten with split second, which means that you can't respond to it. So, I Word of Seizinged, I stole their Teferi, and then now they can't cast spells, but they couldn't respond. Sack all 6 of my lands, put Gargadon in play, attack for 9, 10, 11, for 12, and kill them. He literally almost fell out of his chair. It was sick. It was awesome. Alright, so we have Pyromancer, they have Coatl, they have a handful of cards. I kind of want Sword of Fire and Ice here to kill the thing and protect my thing. It was awesome. We're going to get Sword of Fire and Ice, play land taps, they go. We can sword up the Queller next turn, which also protects it from like Lurbringer and stuff. Yeah. It was awesome. They have a Glory Banger here. It's pretty bad for us, but... Need something to cheer you up? That story didn't cheer you up? You missed the story? It was a good story. I'm sorry to hear that, Canary. I know it's tough out there. Alright, so they have 4 mana in the pool. If we get Glory Bangered here, we're in big trouble. Oh my god, they have so much mana. No Glorybringer, don't do it. God damn it. Alright, so we still get to equip an attack with... Oh man, that's when it's on Cloythus too? Wow. Alright, so we get to Sword of Fire and Ice kill their Arbor Elf. Oh, they're going to have a Pyromancer too? Oh man. This is bad. Man, one-liners are pretty good if you draw 2 Sprawls and an Arbor Elf. It does feel like our removal's not very good. It does feel like our removal's not very good. Like, we're struggling. We're trying to be like an early game deck, but like we don't want to cast Path in the early game. They're not equipping? I mean, not exerting? That seems almost unbelievable. How do you not exert? Alright. We're going to just play Sword, equip attack, kill Arbor Elf, deal some damage, draw some cards. Leave Stoneforge back to chump block, I guess. Take some damage, but it's hard to have chump blockers against the Glorybringer, but you can also Sword the Burge to block, I guess. This turns off Cloythus too. Puts them 1 short of Devotion. They only have 1 card in hand, so that's a really good draw. Alright, if they don't do anything crazy this turn, I think we're pretty good this game. They have to, like, turn Cloythus into a creature and bang here. Oh, we can't play Wraths in our Birds of Paradise deck. Oh, God. They have Pillage for my Sword of Paradise? Oh, God. That's bad. Alright. Yeah, if only we were playing Boom Bust in our deck, you know? Alright, so they get to Season Pyromancer and turn on Cloythus. Discard Chandra and draw 2 cards. We're playing this deck next, folks, so nice segue here. Our opponent's deck is the deck that won the PTQ a couple days ago. Oh my god, did you land Arbor Elf too? That's so sick. Oh god, that's good. Not really helps us or not, but it's cool. So we like Sword, equip, attack with birds, untap all of our stuff, play Ice-Fang, re-equip Sword on something. It's a start, I guess. They have no cards to discard, which sucks. We're at 5. I need some work to do here. Oh, we didn't tap very well. If I draw Teferi, I'm going to be pretty sad here. Alright, I mean, it's not the worst, I guess. They're going to Cloythus us for 2. They're sort of dying. Pillage the sword. Pillage the sword. So rude. Alright, this is like kind of fine. Block here. I guess we're just like gonna die next turn. Yeah, we're just gonna die to have a Cloythus next turn. I don't know if we have any outs here, honestly. Actually, that doesn't matter. The banger untaps too. Yeah, I think we're just dead. All right. Okay. I would say this is the match you want to Dismember, because killing Arbor Elf's pretty important, and that other card. All more Aether Gusts. Just need more Aether Gusts, you know? Just give me Aether Dust, like, every single day of the week. What do we not want here? Spell Snare, Spell... I mean, Force of Negation's, like, pretty bad, but... still does something, at least. You can counter, like, a... honestly, countering a Utopia Sprawl is actually pretty sweet. I'd say Jace seems pretty bad. I think I should leave the Forces in. All more Aether Gust, just like in general. Aether Gust is so good. It's just so versatile against so many different decks. The fact that it's like a playable card, an actively good card, against both Burn and Titan, is like... what time is it? Is lunchtime yet? I got my Uncrustable here. Gotta eat some lunch soon. Getting hangry. Deck is missing True Name Nemesis? Yeah. Surprised that card wasn't in Modern Horizons 2, you know? It's Modern Horizons also, not Modern Horizons, like, 2. Like, you know, also. Shut up, Jim. This deck seems kind of, I don't know. Our games have been really weird. Like, it feels like our deck should be, like, smoother than the Bant Blade decks are, because we're just playing cheaper creatures and mana creatures and stuff, but, like, just kind of felt, like, clunky. I feel like our sideboard's not very good. We haven't played turn 2 Geist in any of these games, like, ever. Which is kind of like, I guess we want a third Geist, maybe, like, I don't really know. Ice-Fang's been fine, but we definitely don't want Verdict in our Noble Hierarch Birds of Paradise deck. That's definitely for sure. But definitely want at least some more Gust on the board, for sure. Haven't loved the Jace. Haven't drawn Elspeth Knight-Errant. Alright, let's go first. Alright. This hand's pretty good. We're going to keep this. Vector for sure, my friend. Happy to have you all here. I know it's rough times for everyone, basically. And definitely appreciate the outlet. And it's obviously very fortunate for me that Twitch is a good outlet for that. But it's happy you're all here hanging out, having a good time, all right? We'll get Forest. We'll play Birds. Could go turn 2 Sword here, honestly. The old standard open of like a turn 2 Sword off a bird. Turn 3, put on the sword on the bird. You have Sprawl. Do we Sword here? Is that crazy? We do have Fang plus Noble. I guess we have like, we draw a land, we have Sword on turn 3 anyway. Yeah, let's play Noble Hierarch, so you go. Instead of Ice-Fang, try and draw a land. You can also just play Elspeth. It's pretty good. Wooded Foothills. Here it comes. Cindervines. Alright, sure, I guess. You win this round, opponent. And Utopia Sprawl. Okay. Man. Give me a boomerang, you know? So, we'll just play Elspeth, I guess. It's fine. We'll get Island. Play Ice-Fang. Would like to stop drawing Path to Exile. That'd be pretty cool. So just play Elspeth and probably make a token, I think. Maybe try and kill them, honestly. If I drew a land there, I actually got to still sword them, which is pretty insane. But we shouldn't draw a land, unfortunately. It's kind of like, I feel like we've had some weird games drawing like a lot of lands, not enough lands, etc. But just pump us up and attack. I don't think a random 1/1 matters that much. They gum the ground up pretty well. It's just like a 3-turn clock. Old school Elspeth Knight-Errant. Knight of the Reliquary is the kind of card you usually play 4 or 0 of. You gotta build your deck around Knight of the Reliquary. Boros LD was cute. Boros LD went, I think, 2-3. We kept playing against decks that had like turn 1, Mox, Amber, Mistress Bauble, Gilded Goose, whatever. So our Crack the Earths are pretty bad. Or Astrolabe too. I think the deck needs a rework, but I'm gonna work on that one and try it again next week. Alright, here it is. The big payoff. Chandra, Torch of Defiance. Add 2 red. Seasoned Pyromancer. I mean, whatever. Discarding 2 lands? Sure. So we get to kill Chandra, which is awesome. And we play. Actually, we draw a land. We get to sword them. Nope. Still fine though. That's an ML Cool. ML Cool. Resub 18 months. Thanks so much. So we're going to. We're definitely killing the Chandra. And play Stoneforge and Ice-Fang. Let's just Ice-Fang first, see what we draw. Force of No blue card. That's a classic. That's a classic. Alright, so pump up, kill Chandra. Whoa, says Vector. The Discord is huge. I'm not joking around, alright? When I say when we got something cool, I mean it's cool, alright? When I said that my cool stuff video from yesterday was the best video I've ever done, was it not? I don't hyperbolize very often, alright, folks? If I say something sweet, it's probably sweet. Alright, so we're going to take, I think, the sword here. Because with Cinder Vines, they can just kill stuff, obviously, and the sword might get one big hit in. Although I guess Batterskull forces them to kill it. Yeah, let's get Batterskull, I guess. Red, red, green, green. Red, 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 green. Bloodbraid Elf for Cloithus. That's kind of annoying, actually. Maybe we have paths, I guess. That's totally fine. I guess just path Pyromancer and path Bloodbraid Elf, and the Cloithus just turns off. So that's kind of cool. Bloodbraid Elf into Cloithus. And they're attacking. Attacking Elspeth. That's fine. She can take it, right? Nah, just block, I think. I guess they don't have a red open for Bolt. Yeah, just block, actually. We already have multiple. We have an Ice-Fang in play already. Untap. And draw Geist of St. Traft. Where have you been all my life, Geist? Where have you been all my life? Alright, so we're going to Path this Pyromancer, and then turn off Cloithus, and then pump, and then Geist, and then kill them. I could leave Geist in my hand for Force of Negation, actually. Like, they're at 12. Nah, just Geist Elspeth just kills them. Just kill them. Just kill them. Do it. Take one. Path you. Turn off Cloithus. Pump some stuff. Pump this. Play this. They have 8 Cindervines in play, so there'll be no sorting right now. Don't want to get Cindervines. You're dead. The problem is you got to win game 3 on the draw here, which is annoying against the Utopia Sprawl Arbor Elf Pillage deck. But we'll see what we can do. Oh, yeah, duh. Ice-Fang should have stayed home. Yeah, you're right. Whatever. 6 mana. Chandra away.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Well, I didn't see that one coming. Right. All right. Yeah. Well, we're playing their deck next, so I guess there's always that. Yikes. Yikes. Ouchie wowie. Ouchie wowie. Can Elspeth hold on? We still have an Elspeth in play, you know? Sucks if our path actually gave him the mana to cast a Chandra, too. I hate Path to Exile. I hate Assassin's Trophy. I hate Path to Exile. I hate giving my opponents lands. They always have good things to do with them, you know? Oh, God. Well, the good news is that we're playing their power opponent's deck next. And they have a Pillage. All right. You win. So, yeah, I don't know. This deck's weird. The Witch, new sub. What's your name? Where you from? Welcome, my friend. Thanks so much for subbing. Appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know. The deck seems cool. Like, it feels like it should be just like a smoother, faster Bant Stoneblade deck. But, like, the game just felt really awkward. You know, like, I don't really have an exact reason why the games felt awkward. I mean, in theory, with all the birds and nobles, our early game should be a lot better. But we don't really want to cast Path to Exile early. The Ice-Fangs were a little awkward. Our Planeswalkers weren't very good. We definitely had games where we just like drew like 7 lands, and games where we drew only 2 lands, which is like pretty annoying. We don't have a card like Opt or something that kind of like smooths things out. It felt clunky, but like it shouldn't, you know, with all these birds and stuff. I don't know if you just want more birds in your deck. I'm not sure, honestly. I'm really not sure. Like, seeing this deck laid out, I was like, this deck looks awesome. But things definitely just played a little awkward. Ice-Fang didn't always have Death Touch without playing Astrolabe, but you can't play Astrolabe. You're playing birds, I don't think. I don't know. Kind of weird one. Feels like an interesting puzzle to solve here. Like maybe you just don't want Teferi because there's too many 3s. I don't know what other 2s you would play. Maybe you should go all in on like four nobles and 4 birds. Try and like be a little faster. I'm not really sure, honestly. I'm really not sure. But Czal, you're a sub now. What's your name? Where you from? Welcome, my friend. Definitely not sure. Definitely an interesting deck, but I don't know about the whole next level tag, you know? But that's this deck. I got more decks to play. We're playing the Gruul deck next. The deck we just played against that just crushed us into the ground. And We're playing Gruul next. That deck won the PTQ a few days ago. But you two folks, that'll be in a different video. I'm sorry, Mario. Your deck's in another video. Sorry. So you two folks, please like, comment, subscribe. Take 10 seconds, please. If you enjoy my content, want to support me for free, all you have to do is just like the video and leave a comment if you're already subbed. It helps me out so much. Can't even tell you. Thanks, YouTube. I love you.